I was absolutely ignoring the genre about a few years ago, 2 to 3 years ago. But one particular game showed up, and Joe might do me the favor of showing footage of it on screen. It's called Bassmaster Fishing 2022. One game showed up on Microsoft Game Pass, and I decided, heck, it looks like something I'm the kind of guy who plays genres that are completely out of my what's the right word for it, baluarte, out of my
Wheelhouse?
yeah, out of my millhouse, a wheelhouse or whatever. And I saw it. I said, I will give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? I get bored and I throw it away. So Bassmaster Fishing 2022, I went into it. I learned the mechanics. I played with it. I thought, I'd play it for an hour and then I'd completely forget about it. This is the definition of a good balance of a game that has. This is the definition of game that has a balance, good balance between arcade style mechanics and simulation. You can actually do a lot of settings here, like how much tension your tackle can take, how much drag it should drag definition, Jose.
I don't know on that one,
Oh, you
Bob.
don't know that one. Drag is how much a fish can pull on
Oh,
your
okay.
tackle before it breaks. So you can control that in the game because you can basically you are feeling how much a fish will fight before you start reeling it in. The idea of a fishing game is once a fish strikes or bites onto the hook, you have to fight with it so that it tires out and you can start reeling it in. You can't just once a fish bites and you start reeling it in, your tackle is going to break. Either your line is going to snap or your rod might give way. It might actually you might actually break your rod. So a fish surprisingly is very strong. Once it first bites, you let it pull away from you a little bit so that it'll tire itself out, and then you start reeling. It's the what's the right word for it? It's the core mechanic of fishing games. Not just the waiting, not just the drinking beer all throughout. You once the fish bites, that is the moment when you feel like everything comes together and you fight man versus nature. You are the core of it is that if you don't win this battle, you're gonna go hungry for dinner. So that is, well, not necessarily in sport fishing, because the idea of sport fishing is once you get the fish, you let it go. It's catch and release. But in the old days, you catch a fish, you fry it, you eat it. So in this case, Bassmaster Fishing 2022, you go out into the water, you throw your line, you hook a fish, you fight it, you feel how much tension it is, and you reel it in, and you weigh the fish at the very end. I will show my biggest catch on this game later on in the episode, but yes, this is the game that started it all for me with my fishing video game adventure. That the very definition of fishing video game as a simulation is that it's all about the fishing. You're not going off to save the world and fight the big bad demon god, and for relaxation you're going to a cabin and fishing. No, a fishing video game is the entirety of fishing in a video game. So in this case, my first fishing video game was Bassmaster Fishing 2022. This game will always hold a special place in my heart, and it's definitely, this shows how much of an arcade experience is as a fishing, an actual fishing. You don't get to see the line and the hook and the lure at the bottom of the water flying out across as you reel it. No, you can't do that. And if you want total realism, you're on the boat. You're just watching your fisherman reel the rod in. And some games actually do that. You can't see what's happening under the water, but this one allows you to actually kind of experience how the lure is flying through the water, and the chance that a fish might bite into it. And the moment that the fish does bite into it, it's quite exciting actually. So this one is the start of my fishing journey, and I've started delving into so many video games that are based on fishing going forward. So that's my introduction. Guys, if you have anything to pitch in as to what your opinion, there you just see that fish. It's starting to get interested. That's when you start wiggling the. Oh, there's two. Oh, that's quite exciting. You're trying to get the fish to get interested, and bite at the hook. There's even a moment where the fish will get so excited it zooms towards the lure and bites into it, and that's when you fight it.